And I think that the goal truly was to help the kids understand. I shouldn't say kids, nearly adults, help them understand the truth of the Second Amendment, and to build some force multipliers to go back out to where you came from and do some work on behalf of this thing that's better than ourselves, right? And so I really appreciated that. And I keep referring to my daughter as a kid, but I don't think that she is that anymore, or she's moving away from that. And one of the other things that I've noticed in myself, Amy, is I have a tendency, or I have a habit of thinking that maybe the kids don't have as much to offer because they don't have as much knowledge or haven't been down the path as far as I have. And I think that that's an improper assessment on my part. I think that they've got a lot to offer. And oh, by the way, if we're not talking with them, if we're not integrating them, if we're not allowing them to bring their concerns to us so that we can either manage, share them, or be impacted by them, we're not really doing this well. And I think about that a lot more. A week ago, I visited with my cousin who was a career musician and music teacher, and went to work as a music pastor in a relatively small church that's grown from like 400 or 500 people to 2,000 in just like 5 years. And I said, well, that's phenomenal growth. How is it that you've managed that? And he's like, it wasn't what we thought it was going to be like. And I said, okay, what was it like? And he said, we've had overwhelming success through youth programs that have led to church growth. And I'm like, well, how? He said, well, the kids who were interested and involved were encouraged to bring their friends. And then they came in and participated in youth group and this, and then regular services. Next thing you know, they're being baptized. And what they found is the kids' behaviors changed. They didn't speak the same. They didn't think the same. They didn't act the way they did before. Through having a sense of purity about what they wanted to do and how they wanted to change the trajectory of their lives, their parents who weren't churchgoers or their other friends and family noticed these fundamental changes in these kids. And then they decided maybe I should go to church instead of me dropping this kid off, for an hour and a half every day and coming to pick her up. Maybe I need to go inside the building and figure it out for myself. And by having connected with the younger generations, the younger crowds, it affected all these other things. And I wonder if the Second Amendment's like that too. It's just we haven't done a good job of doing that. So I lay that out there to say, what is it that you're doing with the youth? Because I know that as an NRA board member, you're on that committee. So would you talk to us a little bit about that?
Well, I think the key for that is also kind of looking right now with the youth at Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Royal Rangers, 4-H Club, really trying to, the kids that are already coming to these programs, we're looking to bring more of them into the fold for the shooting sports. It's fun. Let's go out and have fun with the shooting sports. Yes, self-defense is part of that, but getting more opportunities with families, moms and dads, friends, bring a youth with you to go hunting, or go and when you go to the range. Like I bring my son to the range, and my daughter wants to learn too. She's a little bit younger, but bring the youth with you wherever you're going, just to expose them. When I was a biathlete, which was phenomenal experience because I'm a runner. So when the ANJRPC had, when I was doing biathlons, I would bring my son, my daughter wasn't born then, to come and watch me running and shooting with firearms, just to expose them to because sometimes it's like people are scared or it's a mystery. Just expose them to what they're doing when they're young and teach them the right way. Eddie Eagle is a phenomenal program for youth. When we go in February back to the Great American Outdoor Show, we have a huge Eddie Eagle tent where the kids come and they learn, don't touch the gun, tell an adult, walk away, teaching them when they're young about firearms and bringing them into the fold early. But again, I think it all comes down to, if something is already happening and you're a part of it, bring a youth with you. Or if the youth is going to a camp, try to get them involved with the shooting sports when they're already in an environment where that's happening. And I think that's right. Right now, I think that's something we really need to focus on. And that's what our committee is focusing on too. And we have a lot of phenomenal youth programs you mentioned the YES program. Again, all on the NRA website for women and for youth. It's all laid out there. And the NRA is really doing a good job of putting these programs out there. We just need people to join in and to at least try.
Yeah.
I think that's important, to at least give it a try. I always say this, a lot of my women, you have to try it at least once. And a lot of them try, some of them try and say, okay, it's not for me, but at least I tried and I know. But please don't not at least try. You have to at least try once, and then you figure out if it's for you or not. And it might change your life if you try it, but you got